There are so many things that you want to consider when purchasing a home, especially your first home. For most people, purchasing real estate is one of the biggest investments that you're going to make in your lifetime, probably second to maybe marriage or having a child. And because of that, as I've mentioned many times in the past, it's important to have a strong team, from your real estate agent to your mortgage broker, title company, insurance, etc. Having those experienced professionals on your side to help you navigate the process is priceless. The top 5 mistakes that people have a tendency to make when purchasing a home. Overlooking total home ownership costs is a big one that I see happen from time to time. People often have a tendency to focus on their mortgage payment and overlook other expenses that are going to inevitably occur over time. Something becomes more valuable over time, then naturally your property taxes and your insurance are more than likely going to increase over time. You make sure that you're considering that when you are budgeting for your purchase. You may want to make updates to the property over the years, and those things can incur costs. Of course, if you have a homeowners association, your HOA dues could also increase over time. You want to make sure that you're budgeting for all of these ongoing costs to avoid any financial strains in the future. Skipping a home inspection, I see this happen a lot when purchasing a new build or a new construction home. People have a tendency to think that if something's new, that it doesn't require inspection. Remember, just because something was built yesterday or last month doesn't mean that we don't have to check the work. It's not necessarily just about the age. That does play a part when getting an inspection because things can deteriorate over time. But just as, if not maybe more important, is the structural integrity of the home. How was it built? Were any corners cut, so to speak? Any vital steps skipped? A good inspector is going to look out for those things and make sure that your home was built properly, whether it be 20 years old or just being built. Don't skip the home inspection. Make sure that you have an experienced professional picking that home apart and making sure that you are making a sound investment. Focusing on aesthetics. While the look and feel of a home are important, it's crucial, so very important to assess, as I said earlier, the structural integrity, also the location and the long-term value in the home that you might be interested in. Consider the big picture. And be sure not to neglect future resale value. A good team, your real estate agent, your mortgage broker, we're gonna have access to data that you might not have access to. We're gonna be able to let you know, hey, property values in this particular area, here's what's happened in the last 5, 10 years. That's gonna give you a better understanding of what is likely to occur in the future. Nobody's got a crystal ball. Typically, the best indicator of things to come is what has recently occurred. Consider factors like the neighborhood, the school district, your local market trends could influence how easily it might be to sell that home later on. Even if you are thinking about purchasing what you might consider your forever home, remember, life has a tendency to throw curveballs at us from time to time. So plan might be, hey, I'm gonna live here forever, but you never know. You might get a job opportunity, family gets bigger, smaller, etc., and you need to move or relocate. If that were to occur, what that would entail. Last but not least, probably the biggest mistake that I see people making when purchasing a home, whether it be their first, second, third, people have a tendency to start shopping for homes before they have gotten approved for a mortgage. You make sure, for a multitude of reasons, that you are knowing exactly where you stand when it comes to your financing. Now, obviously, if you're gonna purchase that home cash, this isn't something you have to worry about, but most people aren't doing that. Most people are going to use a mortgage to purchase real estate. You might have perfect credit. Things happen. Credit is constantly evolving and changing. Make sure that you are checking ahead of time to see exactly where you stand. Case in point, I had a client a few months ago. This guy's had perfect credit for the majority of his adult life, well in the low to mid 800s. There was something erroneously reporting on his credit. A credit card popped up that wasn't even his, and it had a couple of late payments, which caused his scores to be about over 100 points lower than what they typically would be. We were able to rectify the issue, but it took a little time. Remember, with credit, we can get errors rectified, but that may take a few weeks, and that could significantly throw a wrench in your plan. I always recommend that you get pre-approved sooner than later. The plan might be to purchase 6 months from now. Get pre-approved today to know exactly where you stand. That way, if there's something that can be approved upon, or if there's any errors on your credit report, we can work towards that. If you don't qualify for maybe what you wanted to purchase, we can also put together a roadmap to let you know how we might be able to make that happen. Maybe we have to consolidate some debt. Maybe there's additional income that we can use if we make some changes. These are all reasons why it's very important to check and get pre-approved sooner than later. I hope this has been helpful. Have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Reach out for a no-cost mortgage approval, and I'll catch you on the next video.